Right. Welcome to the state preview edition of the No Gloves, Just BS channel. We've got the brackets out. I have heard some rumblings of some stuff possibly changing as far as game times, fields, whatnot. I think all the matchups are set in stone though, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. We'll be able to do the breakdowns, the lines, odds, go through all that stuff, and hopefully nothing will change. Nobody drops out, or we have any major changes or anything like that. So, which renders all bets null and void. To start off, just what a rough couple weeks for us 30 to 50-year-old dudes, man. We lost Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal Warner. We lost Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea. We lost Ozzy Osbourne, and then just in the last day or two, we lost Ryan Sandberg from the Chicago Cubs. Just a bunch of big role models, good human beings for the most part. I know Rhino was my favorite player growing up and ever. Good dude. Got to meet him here in Des Moines. Just a sad day for Cubs fans and baseball fans in general. He was just a good role model, good ambassador for the sport. He was a great player, Hall of Fame player. Just carried himself, really high, and he was just a good dude, great with fans. Just somebody you really looked up to. And so his passing way too soon, and it was a sad day for all Cubs and as I said, baseball fans in general, that we had to lose him. So with that, we get into. Just want to do a quick Forest Park wrap up, or kind of overview. I had went out there to watch. I didn't. I saw two of Hall of Fame's games. Uh, they were kind of feast or famine. They were either blowing people out or getting blown out. It seemed so, but they played well, tied for seventh, which gets them a bye next season if they go play. So looking forward to that. One unfortunate note, as I'm sure most of the softball world heard, Sam Rogers unfortunately injured his ankle pretty severely going into second base on a double play Sunday morning. Did not look good. They had to bring the ambulance out and whatnot. But haven't got a chance to talk to Sam yet, but it seems like from his comments and stuff that I've seen on social media, he seems like he's in pretty good spirits, which isn't surprising. Sam's a very positive dude and a good guy. So myself and I'm sure everyone else wishes him a speedy recovery, and I'm sure he'll be out at the ballpark this weekend. Uh, Chucks played pretty well. Um, they had they had a good draw. Um, Lost to a March team they shouldn't have lost to on Friday, and but made a good run on Saturday. Won three games. Won their morning game on Sunday, and then took Signature down to the wire on Sunday to get into the top four, but ended up ultimately losing that game in 11-10, I believe was the final score. Just missed getting cracking that top four. But we'll also receive bye for tying for fifth next season if they go. So that's cool. That's awesome for them. Uh, Played really well. Levi Usher, I think, kind of made a made a statement out there as to probably the next big thing out of Iowa. He's pretty amazing to watch play. He's a great athlete. And it was fun to watch. He hit a home run on Saturday night uh, that I Google Earth that about landed at about 310. Uh, so Google Earth and from where we were standing, but either way, landing that far, pretty crazy. As it was extremely humid Saturday night, and it was the seventh inning, so the ball was not a new ball. So very impressive, very cool. He also hit a walk-off home run in an extra innings in the second game, I believe it was. So that was pretty cool. Great tournament out of him and the whole Chucks team. So we move on to the state bracket tournament. We looks like 23 teams I believe we ended up with, which is a good number. Wish we could have had one more. One notable omission: Los Lobos will not be playing the state tournament. They are missing a lot of guys due to other states' 12-inch tournaments, and some other reasons. So they decided not to try to fill the team this weekend. So I did get a chance to talk to Josh Dobson a little bit, and he said after the success that they had this season and the fun that the guys had playing, he did get commitments for next season, as far as tournament wise and whatnot. So we should see them a little bit more next year and in a little bit more full force, which should be pretty cool. So moving on to the bracket. The first round games. Now, the tournament was seeded by points, which were obtained throughout the year by entering and playing in tournaments. Wins. I don't know what the breakdown was as far as points obtained or whatnot, and all that. That's not really, if we were going to get into that, that would have been something we wanted to get into earlier, but it's already been determined. And it doesn't look like the seedings are on the bracket. I know there is a list of the teams and the points they obtained throughout the season on the 16-inch, the ISSA page. So if you were interested in taking a look at how that shook out, it is on that page. So we'll just do like we normally do. We'll run down the first round matchups. We'll give the line. We'll give the futures for the state tournament here. I'm also going to predict the second round matchups. Obviously, you know, it could be. My lines have been off, so it could be wrong. And I could be, the wrong team, not the wrong team. The other team could win, but I will go off of who I have favored as far as playing in the next round, and then give the futures for those teams as well. So jumping right into it, we've got the WPT Tropics versus High Point Roofing Brew Crew in the first round. I am going to take WPT -2.5 in that game. I believe that's two Carroll teams. High Point Roofing Brew Crew, and a newer team, and then WPT Tropics, a team that's played in Carroll for a while. I'm just going to give the edge to them because of the experience, and I think Brew Crew kind of struggled this year, maybe only won a game or two, but they will probably fall into, I would imagine, the A or B bracket and hopefully have some success that will sustain them into wanting to come back and keep playing, and in tournament ball next year. Next game, we've got NXT and Michael's Shoes. That one I'm going NXT -7. NXT's played in, I think, almost every tournament this year. It kept escaping me who they were until the Hall of Fame tournament in Cedar Rapids, and then it finally clicked as to who they were. A lot of younger kids from the Cedar Rapids area, and they like I said, they've played quite a bit. I know Michael Shoes, the local Carroll team, only plays in the Carroll League, and then some of the smaller tournaments in that area. So I'm going to give NXT a jump there just because they've played against the best competition all year, and from what I saw them at the Hall of Fame, they look like they continue to get better. So. The next game, Wasted Grain versus Perfect Games. I'm not sure who Perfect Games is. Wasted Grain would be the best team from the Carroll area. So I've got them. Again, no idea who Perfect Games is. If I haven't heard of them, I'm going to assume it's a throw together team of some sort. So I'm just going to go with a Wasted Grain -5.5. So we'll see how that one ends up. Next one on the line, Coors Light, Grit, Beer 30, and Kirp's Budweiser, another two Carroll teams. I believe, again, that area doesn't travel very often and come to the bigger tournaments. They usually only play the Carroll tournament, so that's the only chance I really get to see any of those teams. Um, if I recall, Coors Light on paper is a smidge better than them, so I'm going to go Coors Light minus 3.5 in that game. Um, the next game is Crush versus CR Cubs. CR Cubs, again, no clue. I assume they're a Cedar Rapids area team. Uh, Crush, a Marshalltown team led by Corey Schoenfelder. I'm gonna give Crush the minus 3.5, just because I know them, I've seen them, and I mean, unless CR Cubs is going undercover as a highly talented 12-inch team or something, I'm gonna give Crush the edge there. Uh, Next game, Bayou versus Westside. I'm gonna give Westside minus 5.5 here. Um, the Westside played very well in the Cedar Rapids Hall of Fame tournament. Got a lot of talent. Bunch of veteran guys that play league in Cedar Rapids, and then usually play one early tournament, the Hall of Fame and state. So they did have Levi Usher at Hall of Fame, but will not have him at state. Wait, no, I don't know. He may be playing state with them. I'm not sure. I haven't asked. Um, that could be a thing. If Levi's playing with them, that kind of changes the whole shebang. If Levi's with them, then that would probably be a higher line. But I'll stay with 5.5 right now. Um, that is subject to change, obviously, because Levi is a game changer. The last matchup of the first round, Moody's Bullies versus Hogs. I believe Hogs is a 14-inch team out of Marshalltown. Um, Bullies is a good team from Cedar Rapids. I believe beat Hall of Fame at Hall of Fame in Cedar Rapids. I'm going to go with Bullies minus 7.5 in that game. And then that is it for the play-in games. For all the play-in teams, except for Westside, I'm going to go. I'm just going to do plus 5,000. I mean, I don't really see any of those teams in the first round. Besides West Side, probably. I don't. I have none of them winning their next game. So I don't foresee any of them again, unless the CR Cubs, excuse me, or Perfect Game is a undercover powerhouse. I don't see any of those teams winning the tournament or even their next game really. So as this is a seeded tournament. Um, so for the next round game, again, I'm just going to assume that the team that I'm favoring or picked wins the first round and is playing into the next round team. So I will lay the odds accordingly. If I favored the wrong team or there's an upset, obviously these would be, null and void and whatnot. So uh, first one we would have is Chucks versus WPT Tropics. Um, Chucks is probably going to be. They are banged up. I know that. A lot of guys with some injuries. Probably, might have a little bit of Forest Park hangover. I know that's been a thing in the years past. Um, but I don't see them having any problems with WPT Tropics, no matter what lineup they run out there. So going Chucks minus 9.5 on that game. Second game was not a playing game. Uh, it was Legends versus Sub City was the only one that didn't have a playing game into it. I'm gonna take Sub City minus 4.5 in that game. Punch versus NXT. I'm going to do Punch minus 6.5 in that game. Uh, should be a good early Saturday morning game for them. In the next game, Wasted Grain versus Stover. Um, I'm going to go with Wasted Grain minus 1.5 here. Uh, I, I lied when I said I didn't think one of the playing teams would win their next game. I think Wasted Grain wins this game. Stover has been basically MIA all year, which is kind of their modus operandi. missing a lot of guys during the season. I know they had to pick up quite a few just to make a team for Hall of Fame tournament. Um, Hopefully they prove me wrong. Love all those Stover guys. Uh, and when their full team is there, they have a really good team. It's just as the story's gone for them for the last however many years, it's just tough to get for them to get their full squad there. When they are there, obviously a national champs, and stuff. So they're formidable when that happens. So if they're full squad this season or full squad this tournament, they could easily make a run. I like wasted grain here for whatever reason. So Hall of Fame versus Coors Light Grit Beer 30. We'll see how Hall of Fame reacts to the loss of Sam Rogers, and the Hall of Fame and the Forest Park. Coming off that tournament, 4 days being over in Chicago. So, and playing in that heat and humidity. I don't know if they have any injuries or what their roster, if they're missing anyone this weekend, but I don't foresee them having a problem in this game. I've got them -8.5 in that game. Next game, I've got Range versus Crush. Range, again, very roster dependent. Depends on who can show up, who's there. But I do like them in this game, -2.5 for that matchup. Next matchup, we got F Town versus West Side. This should be the best first round matchup, I would think. The two best Cedar Rapids team. Well, I mean, two of the three best Cedar Rapids teams probably. And they played a tight game at Hall of Fame. I'm going to give the edge to F Town -1.5. And then we'll see how that goes. That should be a great game. That one's 8 o'clock Friday night. So it looks like Westside will be playing the two games, one into them. So that should be a great Friday night game for everyone. And then the last one in the first round, we got Ricks versus Bullies. Should be a decent matchup. Ricks off their second place finish at being No Glove Nationals. What a great performance they put on out there. Just came up a bit short of winning a national title. So I've got them -3.5 in that game. As far as futures go, I've got. I'm gonna have to go. Just, Chucks has won 2 tournaments in a row. I'm gonna go with them -250 to win this tournament. Hall of Fame -200 to win the tournament. So I fully expect those two teams to be in the finals. So those would be the two favorites. I've got Chucks as a slight favorite over Hall of Fame. Just the momentum they've built here at the end of the year. I've got F Town +200 to win the tournament. I've got Punch +400 to win the tournament. I've got Wasted Grain, Stover, Range and West Side at +1,000. And I've got Ricks and Sub City at +2,000 to win the tournament. So those are your lines and your futures for the state tournament. It is going to be a beautiful weekend. I'm just taking a look at the updated weather here real quick. Looks like Friday night, sunny, high 76. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy, high 74 and 75. So that's what they've got right now. It is Iowa, so that could change at any moment, and probably will 7 or 8 times before the weekend. But regardless, it does look like a great weekend for softball. So I know Jake Reynolds had said they're bringing over some of the umpires from Cedar Rapids. So hopefully we'll have some good umpires for the tournament. I have volunteered as well to umpire when I'm not playing on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm more than willing to help out and do that. So I think that pretty much covers the state tournament breakdown. Again, I've got Chucks as the slight favorite over Hall of Fame to win it all. The where Levi Usher's playing could affect those odds quite a bit. So if he is playing with Westside, which I know was a thing that I forgot about, I'll try to. Not that it matters now, but I'll find out about that. So I'm sure someone can comment on the video to whether he's playing with Westside or Chuck's. And for those of you that would wonder why that is, Levi's dad, Matt, is the coach of Westside Lounge from Cedar Rapids. So I know he, enjoys playing with his dad, and I think that was kind of one of the stipulations when he came to play with Chuck's was that he would be playing the Hall of Fame tournament in Cedar Rapids and state, and possibly state with Westside, the Iowa tournaments. So that Westside gets into. So for those wondering why he might do that's why. Um, I think that's it. We'll come back next week with a breakdown and a wrap up show of the state tournament. Maybe I'll try to grab whoever the MVP ends up being or a coach from one of those teams. Get a short little interview on the outlook we have going into nationals. I believe the A nationals are the second weekend of August, and the obviously major no glove nationals, or excuse me, major glove nationals are on Labor Day weekend as always. So we can take a look at that stuff when that comes out as well. Other than that, I think we're good there. So I hope everyone has a great tournament weekend. Should be great weather. Ball should be hopefully be flying. Hopefully we get some good games and whatnot. So for the No Gloves Just BS podcast YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, like the videos. Doing this kind of basic right now. For next year, I'm going to look at upping the production value. Next season, I will not be playing at all, strictly umpiring, which will allow me a lot more insight into a lot of the teams and that kind of stuff. And hopefully, I'll get a little more involved with some of the stuff as far as the whole ISSA and 16-inch in Iowa goes, and in making it better and bigger and all that jazz. So that'll wrap it up for tonight. Again, go ahead, like, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. We'll try to get this going. Like I said, next season we'll try to grab a couple small sponsors and get the production value of these podcasts raised up. Maybe on the lookout for a co-host. Good Lord, some of the options that have been brought up to me for a co-host on this show. Good. We got some characters out there, I'll tell you that. But anyways, yeah, good luck, and we will see you guys out at the Diamonds this weekend. I know there'll be a lot of live streaming for those at home, and then, like I said, we'll come back next week with a wrap up and breakdown of the tournament, and hopefully grab somebody for an interview and whatnot. So, have a great weekend. We'll talk to y'all later. Later.